Okay, ladies, I'm so happy that you've joined us here today. So I'd like to introduce you. Yaroslava, hello, Yaro, talk on your mic so you come up on the screen if you don't mind.
Everybody, hello.
Yeah, there you are. Yaroslava Camacho is a driven and strategic professional, skilled in organization, management, and thriving in fast-paced environments. She's currently the community program manager at Dscoop, the Digital Solutions Cooperative, a dynamic user-driven community of HP graphic technology owners and their sales and marketing and production teams. We also have with us today Jasmine McGlashan, an experienced tech savvy professional. Jasmine, you want to knock on your mic so you can come on screen?
Can you hear me?
There you are.
Awesome.
Jasmine is an experienced tech savvy professional providing a varied and skilled background in sales, business, brand development, customer service, and social media. She is currently the business development director at Dscoop. I met both these incredible women at March at their Edge Rockies event, and the equally incredible MC Elias, who is the community success manager for Dscoop Americas, but she was unable to attend today because she's actually at a Dscoop event, but we want to say shout out to MC. And ladies, thank you so much for joining me today. One of the reasons that I wanted to have you both on is to start this conversation by saying, how in God's name did the printing industry attract you to work with us? And whatever the answer is, everybody needs to lather, rinse, and repeat this, because when I say these women are incredible, they are incredible. Please, we'll start with Jasmine and then we'll go with Yara.
Yeah, so the print industry as a whole, my background pretty much before Dscoop was I was doing franchise fitness sales as well as medical device sales. So completely different from obviously what I'm doing now in the print industry, but I have to say, I love it. Super passionate about it. We have a joke at Dscoop about making print sexy again. And I think that's really what we need to do, is making it more attractive for kind of the younger generation. I myself find it hard to believe that I am in the print industry, being that 4 years in college, never once was that a thought in my mind. I probably changed my major every time, but in anything in the print industry world. So honestly, long story short, it was after COVID, knew I was not interested in pursuing medical device sales anymore. I'm more people focused, wanted to really get some hands-on experience. So went on LinkedIn, which is the greatest tool possible nowadays. It's, just the Facebook of everything. So long story short, I applied to a job on LinkedIn. It was a great LinkedIn post. And it's actually funny because me and Yaroslava actually were applying for the same job. And Dscoop actually ended up enjoying the both of us as talents. And it was actually MC as well. So all three of us kind of got onboarded at the same time.
Off one post on
off
LinkedIn?
of one, yeah, off of one.
What was in that post?
And it was funny if we're gonna, I guess tell it true. So the original job I had applied for was the customer success manager job, which is MC's job. Anyway, Dscoop, just being an amazing organization that it is, enjoyed honing in on the skills that we all had and made positions for us. So super, super exciting. But yeah,
wow.
That is kind of my journey into where I am. I know, truth bomb, I didn't even tell you this.
I want to know about the post. I want to know what made all three of you say, yes, I wanted in on that.
To be quite frank with you, I think I was in a place where I wanted to change directions. And when I looked into Dscoop, first of all, I had no idea I've always been kind of attracted by different industries. Like she said, I myself don't like to stay at an organization too long because I tend to, want or desire more challenges. But anyway, I think it was just the entire company culture. We're a small team. I think right now it's about like 10 to 12 of us. So we're a very, very small team. And I think just the post that it's 100% remote. I was working during COVID, going into an office 9 to 5. And that's not the future I ever saw for myself long-term. So I would say, honestly, the company overall, the experience I had during the onboarding, I met with 3-4 team members before, and I kept harassing and chasing after Dscoop. Is a long hiring process, but I think overall, just during the interview process was more of, what gauged me or attracted me more to the job.
I'm really glad that you mentioned that, because in a previous event or somewhere, I actually said that if you're going after, I was actually at your panel, at Dscoop, when we talked about this. I think I'm back now. Am I back?
You're back.
Okay, thank you so much. We spoke about this at Dscoop, when Betsy, who was the chair of Dscoop, she's also a vice president of sales at Sandy Alexander. And we spoke about that when salespeople are going after jobs and then they don't follow up, then it's kind of an indication of how they're going to be with prospects and things like that. And you actually handled it just like it was something you wanted, and you persisted and you pursued, and it was valued. And I appreciate that you set that example.
They actually rejected me. Actually, they told me. So yeah, it's a great, funny story. I don't even know how we're getting to the subject, but keep it short. But they had originally said, I didn't get the position. And I was like, you know what? It stunk. I was upset. But then 2 weeks later, they reached out to me and, had asked, if I was still interested. I was like, absolutely. And they said, listen, it's a new job position. We're going to, have to create it. Are you okay with it? Are you good to go along with it? So, yep, that was pretty much my experience. So appreciate it.
Yato, what was your journey? I think somebody found the post. You don't mess around with the women of print.
They found it already.
They found the job. They found
we're
the post.
FBI agents part-time.
Yeah. Seriously, they found the post. Catherine Ostel, thank you so much. She found the job posting and posted it in the chat. So Yato, how were you enticed to join us in our little adventure with ink on paper and other substrates?
Yeah, so I kind of have a similar story, I guess, to Jasmine, where, I was in another job. I was also doing like conference planning and program things. And it was like in the healthcare field. And it was a similar thing where I had been working remote, but they were getting ready to go back into the office. And that meant like going back to a 1.5 hour commute each way. I was not really ready to go back to. And I also just felt a little like distance from the things I was working on. So it was a larger company. So I just felt like kind of like a piece of the puzzle, but, I wasn't as connected to the actual community. And something that attracted me to the position, like Jasmine said, it was for the community success manager. So it was, really building community, working directly with the people we would be helping or work like, so I just wanted to have that kind of more direct contact and that feeling like seeing the kind of the results of my efforts, more directly. Yeah, exactly. More of a purpose. And similar to what Jasmine said, it was kind of like I didn't have any experience in the print industry, nor did I really know anything about it. It was just kind of like a blind, sure, this looks interesting, I'll apply. But it was really during that interview process that I really was more excited about the job. Like Jasmine said, like the way that they were interviewing us. And I remember they were asking me things like, oh, what do you like to do besides work? Like, oh, tell us about your passions. So things that you don't really get asked most of the time is, what's your 5-year plan? Right. Things like that. And I really felt like they wanted to know about me as a person, like holistically, like what else can I bring to the table? How do I integrate into the team? Like, I think they're really conscious about building a good culture and making sure everyone kind of where their place would be in the team. And so just like throughout the process, I felt that. And then same, like Jasmine said, I mean, obviously I didn't get the community success manager position, but they also created this community program manager position. And really, I was like really blown away that they would really hone in on the skills that I had been talking about and create a position based off of that. and also like taking into account what their needs were and how
Right.
I could fit in, and like not letting go of talent that they saw.
Yeah, I mean, you ladies are echoing, the progression of conversations that we've been having today about finding your strengths. And Sushi was talking about a cultural fit and understanding that. And Dscoop really embraced that. And that is because primarily, I mean, Dscoop is a community. Literally, that's Digital Solutions Cooperative. That's why it was started way back when all these new digital printing technologies were coming about, and a bunch of manufacturers and a bunch of printers got together to help each other. And then eventually it became more completely HP focused, but the foundation has never changed. And that's why I also wanted to invite you both today to speak, because we're talking today about allies and accomplices and leaders and mentors, but you need a team for that. I can be an ally. I mean, I could be an advocate for myself, but I need someone else to be an accomplice with. I need somebody else to, if I want to be a leader, I need a follower. If I'm a follower, I'm a leader. So let's talk about community building around the culture and that you want, the people that you want to attract, and how you're both manifesting that. Jasmine, let's start with you.
Yeah, so I say at Dscoop, pretty much there's, and Yada allowed to speak on that. I'll speak more kind of what specifically that's inclusive, and how we do that is through many different realms. We now have an amazing mentor program, like I said, that I'm going to have Yato speak on, but we're always looking to attract new talent. We're always looking to find people of diverse skill sets. Our team within itself is a very, very diverse kind of team. We have people, I have a meeting with, one of my colleagues that lives in Singapore tomorrow. So we're always just looking for opportunities to community build. So I really want Yato, I think the highlight of it all at Dscoop, what I'm most excited about is, our mentoring program. So I'll let her kind of speak on that. But
yeah, thank you, Jasmine. Yeah, so our mentoring program, and sadly, like Deborah said, MC couldn't join us today because she's at an event, and she really is like spearheads this program currently. But she shared some tips with us and some highlights. But really, the point of the mentoring program is to diversify our industry and attract young talent, and not just to the roles that we are, mostly familiar with, but also all the other roles that exist within the print industry that young professionals might not be aware of. And it's really from the participants that have been in the mentoring program. We're currently on the third cycle. It's really been a very rewarding experience for them. They've learned about that you can be a creative, you can be in operations, you can be in IT. Like the options are kind of endless.
Yeah, I just want to stop you for 1 second, because what I understand from MC, your mentoring program is specifically people in the industry mentoring people in students. Yes,
that's correct.
That's specifically what it is. So I just wanted to give the framework to everyone. Please continue.
Yeah. So it's people within industry mentoring students who are interested, and it's more, HP, like our Dscoop community is for HP graphic arts users. So those are our mentors as well. And then the mentees learn about that field. And, for example, even one of our own, we have Ola, and she is our data analyst, but she started off as a mentee in the first cycle of the mentoring program. So, you can see how she was a student, and then she was studying data analysis as her master's degree, and now she's with us. So it's really great to see that kind of come full circle. So if anyone's interested, I know you can reach out to MC or look on dscoop.com to find more information.
And I did speak to MC, even though she couldn't join us today, and we're gonna, cross-pollinate. There's no reason. I just want to make it really clear that, like, Girls Who Print is open to help anybody out there who's got mentoring programs. I mean, we don't feel like it's competition. Can anyone get too much help? And then there are, specific needs for people. We do have students in our mentoring too that we can easily cross-pollinate over to you for the focus that you have. We focus on more like empowerment things, but people need real life experience too, and all that. So I'm really excited to work together with all of you. When it comes to how you are communicating that you are inclusive and open and accessible and wanting to help people, how are you crafting messaging around that?
Well, I'll speak for kind of what I work on. Like as a program manager, I do a lot of like our internal processes to make sure they run smoothly, but also I work on the educational programs for like Edge Rockies. So when I was doing that, like I said, I'm new to the print industry, and I think that can be like have its benefits and its drawbacks, right? The drawback obviously is I don't know that much about it. The benefit is I don't know that much about it. So I kind of am open-minded and can like feel like I can switch things up, or because I'm like naive enough to not know otherwise. So I really went out to our community, like our volunteer boards, and just based off of the feedback we've received from our community to see what topics they're interested in, who they want to hear from, what's kind of like on the forefront of people's minds right now in the industry. And I really let that guide me. And even more so now, after having gone through one conference, I just saw like how many wonderful stories there are within our community and how much everyone has to contribute. And so my goal going forward is to really allow for more opportunities for our community to just have these organic opportunities to share their stories and to participate, and to make it so that everyone feels like they're welcome and are able to participate. And it's not just if you've had years and years of experience, or you're the owner of the company. It should be for everyone who has anything to add. Everyone can add something. And I think something that was kind of message to us, like to Jasmine and me and MC when we joined, is because we all were new to the industry, but within Dscoop, they told us but it's great. Like, you guys are new, you have fresh perspectives, and that's what we need. Like, the industry needs fresh perspectives. So don't be afraid to hold back. And I think I want to carry that message forward to our community as well.
Thank you so much, Yaro, for advocating for that. Jasmine, you're in a little bit of a different role. You're in business development, which means you're dealing with sales. You're a young woman. You're a woman of color. How's that going for you?
It's a great experience. I can say I probably dealt with the most chaos ever. I came on in and there was a lot of internal changes going on, especially with our business development and partnership program. So I work specifically with all of our partners. So huge kind of responsibility, kind of coming into the industry, having no print knowledge whatsoever, having conversations with partners about all their products and services, and having really no idea when I'm on these calls what the heck they're talking about, Googling, throughout the call. So I can say kind of now, especially, I know we kind of experienced it. We walked around the room, you and I, Deb, when we were at, the Rockies, and that conference was awesome. And, we have several videos. I was just watching a few this morning that,
oh, there they are.
Yeah, of you starring in, but interviewing our partners. And I can say, I just think the level of engagement that we received back from them, shows me kind of I'm doing good.
Yeah,
doing a decent job.
Because that is literally the hardest thing to do, is to get like honest feedback, to get them on cameras. I mean, they were running after you to get some love from you, and to have a conversation with you. And you really, were commanding everything around you, which was very impressive. It was
Thanks.
very impressive. I've seen seasoned veterans just kissing asses left and right, and nothing ever gets done or accomplished. And you didn't present that way at all. You presented, I'm in charge. It's Jasmine's way. You're going to get everything you need. I'm helpful. I'm here for you. But there's a priority here, and I'm doing what I need to do, as you know, as Sarah and everybody else said before, for the organization, for the way I'm prioritizing things, but I got you. And they were like, she's got me. And I was like, oh my God, like this could have been a screaming fight, but they just really respected you. And I think that, you know, is definitely means that the cultural fit was correct, and that Dscoop really did the smartest thing ever by looking at the three of you and saying, and the three of you, I mean you, Yaro, and MC, and saying, MC might be the right person for this particular job, but there's no way in hell we're letting these other two women go. And we will make it work. We will find a way to make it work, and we will focus on their strengths, just like Amy said this morning. Let them use their strengths to help the organization, and that's what you both are doing. Thank you so much.